15 years ago was when is that right? No, I'm making that up. When you posted the Maddie on pop culture video. That
Oh
was the
yeah,
first time
that's
I'd seen you.
about, when was that?
Like 10
I
years
Did
don't
you
know.
see
It has
that
to
when
be
it
12
came
years
out?
ago?
Did you,
2012 probably. 2012 was a big
Yeah.
year where a lot of stuff I did got like a lot of attention.
Yeah.
That was when my life peaked in many ways. Like so much about my life was amazing that year, and it's all just gone down. And I think it's coming back up now. 10 years later, it's like, all right, 2024 is feeling the most optimistic I felt in a long time. So
that's great.
good.
But 2012, that was wild. That's when Madion and
Wait.
Skittles. I had my own shoes that were in stores, and I had a girlfriend. my car. I had a new car with no dents in it. Oh my gosh!
It was everything was coming up, Nathan.
I've always been very curious about the behind the scenes on that video because it seems like a nightmare.
It's pretty simple when you think, when you do. It seems complicated because there's a lot of cuts, but basically, and everyone so many times people be like, "You use green screen, and I'm like, I've never used green screen for anything. It'd be harder to use green screen. I basically just take the camera on the tripod. I have one right here. Basically, this is set up for my phone. I just put a tripod on a tripod. But before, I used to use a Canon. I used a Canon 7D. Before that, I used like a GL1 or whatever with the mini high 8 tapes.
Yeah.
I use a tripod like this, a light one, so I can just drop it down, and I take 20 steps away from the camera. I literally step exact 20 steps away from the tripod, so I know I'm in the same spot every time. And then I just dance for like 20 seconds, however long I have in the location. If it's a location I can get a lot of dances out, I'll do it for a few minutes.
Yeah.
But often I go to a grocery store, drop it down, walk as fast as I can, 20 steps, these like heel to toe steps, and then I just do a quick dance. And in a lot of the shots, there's like people like quickly, because they see me walking in with a tripod, and they're like, go get that guy, don't let him film in here. And then security in grocery stores will often be right off camera yelling at me. I said this to many people, and I had to like speak to them while I'm dancing it, but I'm thinking, I'm here now. I need to get as many seconds as I can in front of the camera. Even if it's 5 seconds, I'll use it. So I'm like dancing, and I'll go, it's okay, hang on a second, I'm almost done. And I'm talking to the guy without moving my mouth so that I can use the shot and not be talking in the shot. And they're like, you gotta get out of here. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah. And then I'll finally be like, okay. And then I'll run out and then leave, and I got the shot. So I just do that for about either a few days or a week or a couple weeks, depending on the length of the video and how many shots I want. I'll just dance in a ton of places, and you have to fill 4 minutes. It's not too hard to do when you just go to like 20 locations. And then if it's ever off, I just fix it and post and set my stuff up from the center. But it seems more complicated than it is, but it's pretty basic.
But it requires a lot of wherewithal to like do it, set it up, go, bam, do the thing.
Yeah. And then wear the outfit, dry off. I'm sweating a lot. And then, I literally walk. I just walk around town until I find a cool wall, go in a store. I'll like park somewhere and just walk around, and I try to get like, okay, I got 10 shots here. I'll go get 10 shots by the beach. I'll go get 10 shots here. And so it's not that long, but then there is times where I am dancing a lot. So it's tiring, but ultimately.
Yeah, it's a living.
Straightforward.
Yeah.
When did you go ahead?
No, Layden, I insist. We value women's voices on this show, as you know. So
how did I know you were going to say that?
Because it's true. It's like my whole deal.
Right. Nathan, when did you start dancing? How long have you been dancing?
I don't know if I could even answer that. I don't know. I can tell you the first time I made a video where I was dancing and I realized it was a thing and people like to see it. It was a chip contest. My friend Paul and I entered for a brand called, this was around 2010 or 11, right before I started like really doing the dance videos. It was Food Should Taste Good was the brand. And they had a contest.
That's a brand?
A brand called Food Should Taste Good. And they made chips and they made other like, parties, sort of snack things. And it was like supposed to be better chips and better stuff. And they're in like Whole Foods. I don't know if they're still around, but they were 10 years ago. And they were like, oh, let's film yourself doing your touchdown dance celebration. Like what? Because it was like the Super Bowl was coming up, and they're like, if we'll pick the best dance video and you'll win $10,000. And I was talking to my friend Paul. I was like, we could just go film it to a bunch of locations and just cut it together, and I'll just dance and like do a whole thing. So we went to a football field at Santa Monica College. I like threw the ball to myself, caught it, spiked it, and then that starts the dance. And then, so it was a little sort of cinematic intro. We had this PVC dolly we built with like a crappy track, and we just like pushed the camera on it. We brought all this to the football field, and like no one stopped us. So we're like filming this little movie, and then it sets off into the montage of him dancing all around. I did a couple backflips, just like put all the sweet stuff in there. I was wearing like a silly outfit or whatever. And it was like a minute long to a chiptune song by Phantom NK, and he did a lot of music for the Keith videos at that point. And we submitted it. We're like, oh, here's our touchdown dance. And it caused an uproar with all the people in this like Facebook group / like contest that were entering, because all their videos were shots like us right now sitting there at their desks with a webcam, and they go,
yeah, right.
And that's their submission. And we're like, they didn't put, we realized no one put any effort into this. So we're like, we'll put an afternoon's worth of effort into it. Went out, did it, submitted it, and then people were saying we're cheaters because we were like professionals. And I was like, I'm just like a 24-year-old guy. Like, I'm not I just have a camera. Anyway, we won, and I won $10,000 with Paul. We split it, and that's I uploaded that to YouTube, and it got a good amount of views. So then I was like, I should just do more dance videos because I like to dance. So to answer your question, then that was my first dance video, but I've always liked to dance. I don't know if I really ever started at some point. Okay, that's a lie. This is a really long answer. Feel free to edit this down.
This is a really long podcast.